Five, four, three, two, one. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my list of my favorite movies of 2024. I was not planning on doing a list like this. I didn't make a top 10 list during the first and second seasons of movie reviews, but I felt I needed to make a list for last year because last Sunday the Golden Globes came on. I don't watch the Golden Globes, but the next day articles came out about the Oscar nominations. And according to what I read online, the nominations will be announced this Friday, January 17th, which is something the Academy does not do. Usually, the Academy announces the nominations on a Tuesday in January. So people are starting to wonder how the Globes are going to impact the Oscar nominations. Sometimes it does have an impact, sometimes they don't. Therefore, a few articles that caught my attention all reported that out of the 323 films that were released last year, 36% are not eligible for the Best Picture category. So I saw the list of movies that are not eligible, but one of those articles gave the list of the 207 movies that are eligible for Best Picture. Some of my least favorite movies are actually on that list. Last year, I saw over 60 films. However, I only gave out a grade of 5 out of 5 stars to 4 movies, including Usher's concert film, and I gave a score of 4.5 out of 5 stars to only 6 movies. So, again, a 5-star movie is rare. One movie I never got a chance to write a review for was Wild Robot, but that was actually a touching film. The end made me cry. Otherwise, last year was not a memorable year. Most of the movies that are eligible for the Best Picture Oscar are forgettable, and some of them are terrible. So I thought I really needed to make a list for last year. Now, I don't expect all of my movies to make it to the list, and I predict I'm going to find out the Academy nominated some movies I did not hear of for one reason or another. But based on what I did see and what is on the list of movies that are eligible, here is my list of my favorite films that I think are Oscar worthy. And do let me know, you, do let me know what are your favorite films of last year, 2024. Okay. All right, so number one, Bob Marley, One Love. That was released in February, so I think the Academy already forgot about that film, but it's one of my favorites. Number two, One Life. This is an unpopular film, so I don't think it has a chance of getting any nominations. Number three, Young Woman and the Sea. Another unpopular film, but it was one of the best of the year, in my opinion. Number four, White Bird. Just like One Life, this movie took place during the Holocaust. For some reason, filmmakers make great movies about the Holocaust, and this is one of them. And I do think it's Oscar worthy. Number five, Conclave. This film came out in November, and I want to see this movie on the Best Picture list. If the Academy ignores this one, I would be very upset. When I think about the worst movies of last year, according to the critics and movie fans, movies like Madam Web and Borderlands, and I think about why people disliked those movies so much, you have to admit that Conclave is everything you are looking for in a movie. The Academy has no excuse not to nominate this film, and I am only bringing up Madam Web and Borderlands because they are on the list of eligible films for the Best Picture Oscar nomination. Number six, The Piano Lesson. That came out in theaters, so it does meet the requirements of the Academy. And this is another movie the Academy is not allowed to ignore, in my opinion. Number seven, Inside Out 2. Okay, hear me out on this one. Beauty and the Beast, back in the 90s, okay, was nominated for Best Animated Feature and Best Picture, if I remember correctly. Okay, don't quote me on this. But anyway, I think Inside Out 2 should be nominated for Best Animated Feature and Best Picture. The Academy has snubbed a few animated features when it comes to Best Picture category, like Pixar's Up. Remember that movie? That should have been nominated in both categories. Um, I started crying after the first 15 minutes of Up. And if you don't know what I mean, watch Up. But the Academy needs to stop shutting out animated features out of the Best Picture category. If they don't nominate Inside Out 2, they should consider The Wild Robot. Okay, number eight, Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay, another thing. The Academy tends to ignore comedy movies. And sometimes that's really unfair. It really is. Like comedies are just movies like every other movie. So I don't, and here's the thing, I don't think it's going to get any respect from the Academy, but it is one of the few films last year that I gave a score of 5 out of 5 stars. I think it's one of the best of last year. Some people would disagree with me on that, but I stand by my opinion. Anyway, number nine, Baby Girl. Not only does this movie deserve a nod for Best Picture, it deserves a nod for Best Director, Helena Rain. The Academy does not honor enough female directors, and I feel that has to change. And yeah, Baby Girl was one of the best pictures of last year, in my opinion. So I'm saying, number 10, Dune Part 2. The problem with this movie, well, there's two problems. Number one, it was released in theaters on March 1st. So I'm not sure if the Academy remembers this movie. Then number two is the Academy waiting for Dune Part 3 before it gets nominations. Because when I think about Lord of the Rings trilogy, um, The Return of the King got more nominations than parts one and two. Um, that was back in 2003. But if we are being honest with ourselves, Dune Part 2 should be nominated for Best Picture. That movie deserves nominations for directing, acting, editing, cinematography, sound, special effects, costume design, production design, even the music score. Okay? Like, give Dune Part 2 all the flowers you can possibly give that movie. To me, after 9 months, okay, because I waited until I saw the movies that came out on Christmas to make this list. So, the fact that Dune Part 2 came out on March 1st, after seeing all the movies that came out within the 9 months after Dune Part 2 was released, to me, Dune Part 2 is one of the best pictures of last year. It holds up in comparison to other movies that came out after it, between March 2nd and December 31st, okay? So that's just my opinion. I love Dune Part 2. I bought it on DVD so that, I don't have to depend on streaming and what have you. So, yeah, like Dune Part 2 is a great film. And I love it. I can't say enough about it. Anyway, if I was to mention a runner up or an honorable mention, my number 11 would be The Bike Riders. That was a memorable film, and it is also on the eligibility list of Best Picture Oscar category. Um, Austin Butler deserves to get nominated again. Yes, I said it again. Um, if you saw him in Bike Riders, and prior to that you saw him in Doom Part 2, yeah, he deserves to get nominated for something. He might not get nominated for both. I don't have that much faith in the Academy, but he deserves to get nominated for one out of the two. That's just how I feel. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment box below. But that's all for today, my friends. What a list. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time with more movie reviews. And also, I am also going to make another Mark Your Calendars video, so that I can tell you what I am looking forward to this coming year, 2025. So until then, take care, have fun at the movies. If you're not going to the movies, have fun at home streaming. Take care.